hey there. Good morning, Brickheads. Happy Monday to you. Hope your Monday is going well. Hey, I hope your week is going well. Happy pre-Thanksgiving, if that is a holiday that you celebrate. Just love having you here on the show, and we're going to get into it. It is a really jam-packed Lego news and rumors. So before I want to get into this really busy episode, I just want to say thank you. You know, whether you are tuning in on your favorite podcast platform, or maybe you're a visual person and you like checking things out on the YouTube page, no matter how you get this episode, I just greatly appreciate it. Do want to have time for one quick shout out, and that is to my neighbors up north in Canada. Got a lot of listeners up there in Alberta. Who knows? Calgary, Edmonton, somewhere up in there. Love those listeners from the Great White North. Appreciate you so much, and a lot of you listening in, so thank you there. I will tell you, if this is your first time to the Imagination Brick Shop, I post every Monday and Wednesday, and today is a Lego news and rumors, and like I said, it is absolutely jam-packed. I'm just going to give you a little snippet, a little preview of what this episode holds, okay? So first, we're going to lead with the Bricklink Designer Program results. We have a lot of official reviews that we're going to talk about after that, and some controversial reviews, I might add. Reveals that I might add. And then we're going to end this episode off with a whole lot of new Lego rumors. And so you're going to want to stick around till the end, because I'm going to be talking Brickheads, icon sets, gift with purchases, icons, vehicles, new Ninjago stuff, and we'll end it off with some Pokemon. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, make sure you stay until the end. And if you enjoy what you hear, hey, especially if you're listening on YouTube, might want to consider hitting that subscribe button. Like I say, I put out episodes every Monday and Wednesday. But with that, the Bricklink Designer Series 9 results. Here you go. Did you get any of these? Are you a big fan of this? You'll know if you listen to the podcast. I love the Bricklink Designer Program. We had, I forget, 432, 436 total sets here that were submitted in the Series 9 program. So many good ones. So many good sets. And I'm not going to talk about all of them ad nauseum. I just don't have time for that today. But if you like it, we're going to go more in depth on this Wednesday's Wildcard Wednesday episode. But I got to tell you, I didn't pick a single winner. And that makes me sad, but it also just goes to show you how many really great sets there were out there. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you all 5 of the winners, and I'm going to start from smallest to largest. And so we're starting off with Sophie Builds. The first result is the pumpkin patch. Now, congratulations, Sophie Builds. I do remember seeing this pumpkin patch. I definitely loved it. I was a little surprised, though, that this one got selected as the small set. And when I say small set, typically, as the Designer Series has done, really for every single one of these series release results, they typically do one small set, 2 medium sets, and 2 large sets. And really this time was no different. There was one small set, 2 sets that range in that middle 2,000 pieces, and then 2 sets that are towards the 3,000 to 4,000 piece range. So I'm spot on when I talk about how they do it. And the small set was the pumpkin patch. It's 565 pieces. It has 2 minifigs, and it's a cute set. It's got this cute little, is what it is. It's a pumpkin patch. It's a field, lots of pumpkins everywhere, and a little person going over to pick their pumpkin, and they can go buy it. And it's just a nice little fall set. If you have a Lego City, it might integrate well into that, but standalone, I gotta say, there were other small sets that I liked more than this, but congratulations to Sophie Builds. Like I said, I think it's cool, and I hope it sells well. We will see on that. If I had to guess, because we don't know prices on any of these, I would say $50 to $60 would probably be a good range for this set. All right, and then moving on from there, our next biggest set was the Wood Brick Freight Depot by Mind the Brick. Congratulations, Mind the Brick. If that is a familiar name to any of you Bricklink Designer people, it's because it's not the first time Mind the Brick has won. You got to go back to way back in Series 1, the old train engine shed from Series 1. Yeah, Mind Brick is now a 2-time winner, so that is really cool. This set is 2,199 pieces. It's going to have 8 minifigs, and it's, again, another cool set. Very, if you need these train station, these depot type sets, obviously, Mind the Brick, he's got the corner on this, right? But yeah, it's basically, if you're a train person, you've got that whole depot coming up where a train can pull up and they are going to be able to load your stuff into the train. It serves not only as a train station depot, but also a little wood shop kind of area there. So kind of cool, very interesting concept. Again, not one that I picked, but I have said this before, I'm not really a train guy, so we will have to see how well this one sells. My guess is it's probably going to be around a $200 set, but again, very good. Every one of these sets, very polished. We'll see what the finished design looks like, but it should be very, very similar to what you're seeing in all of the images that I'm putting up. Because if you're tuning in on the YouTube page, I will put all the images of things that I'm talking about today. So, but moving on from there, the next biggest set, the Wild West Blacksmith by L. Lucky, or I could say La Lucky. This set, La Lucky should be another familiar name to all of you because La Lucky, or I'll say L. Lucky, is a 3-time winner. That's right. This is a 3-time winner. I don't actually know if we've had another 3-time winner. Maybe Brickhammer or Sleepless Nights, maybe. I'm not sure if they've won 3 times, but congratulations, La Lucky. This set, this Wild West Blacksmith, is 2,513 pieces, and it has 4 minifigs. And just a really, again, a solid, if you like Wild West sets, very good, very solid set. Just your typical, like I said, it's an Old West building that you can take apart and pull the ceilings off, pull the roof off, and see that it's got the interior. You know, you got your area set up with your anvils and your hammers and whatnot, and your big fire for your blacksmith doing his thing. I didn't get confirmation on the 4 minifigs, but I believe it's 4 minifigs in there. But again, if you like Wild West or trains, or you're building your Lego city, lovely set to have in there. Lucky on his previous wins, he actually had a win from Series 4. It was the Wild West train, which again was, I think, a big hit. And then also, again, way back in Series 1, just like with Mind the Brick, he got the general store. And I will note, it does say in Series 1, the general store did not sell out. So with, honestly, the Wood Brick Freight Depot and the Wild West Blacksmith, I think you are going to have very fervent collectors, right? The people who want these 2 sets are getting them like that, but I don't know how wide their appeal is going to be. So we're going to have to see. If I had to guess, they'll probably price this set around $220, $230. I don't think it will be the full $250, but we'll have to see. All right, and then those are your medium sets, and then moving on from there, we have 2 final sets, 2 big sets and 2 beautiful sets, and what I think are going to be the most popular sellers, even though they're probably also going to be the most expensive. First is the Sleepy Dragon Inn by Marion B.D. This, pound for pound, of the 5 selections, is probably my favorite. I'm just going to tell you. Not my favorite from what I picked, obviously, but from what I'm seeing, I just really like this set. And I have a sneaking suspicion this is going to sell the most units. That is my guess. We will have to see. But it is very much your old medieval tavern. You got your tavern at the bottom. You got a little your rooms where your patrons are sleeping up top. The color scheme of it is really, really good. You got the reds mixed with those earth tones. It's just a really nice looking set. And so Marin BD, very impressive. It was one of those, honestly, it was a sleeper set for me, because the more I looked at it, I was like, oh, I'm kind of surprised I didn't pick this one. But I think it was because in the big category, because I have an episode, if you want to go back and see, I do a whole episode on what my top 5 selections I believe are going to be. And this series, more than ever, had so many castles. So I think I really fixated on the castles, and that Sleepy Dragon Inn just snuck its way through, and it's just a really good set, and I'll be interested to see how many this sells. If there is a set that could go more than 30,000, I think this could be the one. Because if you don't know, well, actually, I'll get into that in a second. I'll explain all the logistics in a second, because I want to talk about this last set, which is, I think, going to be the second biggest seller, and only not the first biggest seller, because I think it's going to have a big price tag on it. Like Sleepy Dragon Inn, it's probably going to be $280, but this next set is the Fisherman's Village by Rockin' Bricks 31. This set is gorgeous. You have this whole like layout, reminds me of that Mediterranean set we just had out for Lego Ideas, but you have the buildings laid out with the docks, and you have a lighthouse that goes with it. Really gorgeous set. 3,995 pieces. I don't have a minifig count on this, but my guess this is probably going to be a $350 set. It's going to be very popular. It is a cool looking set. The color schemes are great. I love the addition of the lighthouse and just how everything plays off each other. It's just really, really phenomenal. And again, surprising, and maybe because we had so many castles, the Fisherman's Village, I think, may have stood out because it was so unique against a backdrop of medieval castles. And so that was really cool to see this one win. Because it's going to be so much money, though, like I said, it's almost 4,000 pieces. Will it hit 30,000? Yes, probably. It might go past 30,000, but do I think it's going to beat Sleepy Dragon Inn? I don't know, because this is how this works. This is what I was going to explain earlier. If you don't know about the Bricklink Designer Program, typically what they say is they have 30,000 sets as the threshold, right? Starting in Series 5, they made the 30,000 on a sliding scale. So you have to get, I believe it's 5,000 sets to get funded. And so they do what's called the crowdfunding, right? And crowdfunding for Series 9 is not happening until October 7th, 2026. So this is a while away, but this is how it works for every set. Once they hit 5,000, the set gets funded. And before Series 5, once they hit 30,000 sets, they were sold out. You were done. You couldn't get any more. But with Series 5 and Adventures in Transylvania and the popularity behind it, they decided to make a rolling scale, which means a set can actually go past 30,000, all the way up to pretty much 50,000 sets, which is really impressive when you think about these designers are going to get 5% of the results, like the value. They're getting paid 5% royalties for their design. So that's really, really cool. Again, do I think any of these sets will hit 30,000? I do. I do think the two largest ones will. I don't think the Pumpkin Patch will. I think the Pumpkin Patch will probably hit around 20,000. And I think both the Wild West and the Freight Depot, I think they'll get close, but I don't think they will hit 30,000 either. We'll have to see. I love playing this game and figuring it out. Someone will definitely pull the metadata behind this to show us how many sets were sold. Always very interesting, and a driver for what I believe how they do selections for future series. So, but there you go. Tell me, did you, like I said, put in a comment down below. What is your favorite Bricklink set from this series? Did you pick one? Were you right? Were you wrong? Did some of these just go out of like far left field on you? It should be interesting. And like I said, we'll come back and revisit this in October when they get crowdfunded. And then once they're crowdfunded, they won't ship out till March of 2027. So that's a long way away. All right. But hey, moving on from there, because it wasn't just about Bricklink. Bricklink to me is the lead story. It's the big news, right? And rightfully so. Those designers deserve it. And you should go check it out because it's just so cool. But beyond that, we had official Lego releases. And honestly, these releases have been out for about a week now. But if you haven't been paying attention to Lego news, we've got some interesting releases. 4 to be exact. I'm going to start off with Technic, and I usually don't cover Technic, but I thought this was a cool set. We got 42223. It's the Ford GT40, the MK2. Really cool looking black race car, just beefed up, beautiful Ford GT. It is a great price point, 793 pieces for $75. So that puts you under 10 cents per piece, which is good for Technic because Technic is usually pretty expensive. So if you are a Technic fan, definitely a great looking set, a really cool looking car to add to your Technic collection. But moving on from there, the 3 that I really want to talk about is set 11. I'm going to start with this one, 11372. This is the Autumn Cottage Garden. So you may know about the Spanish Garden or the Tranquil Garden. This is now the 3rd in that series for Lego Icons. And I gotta say, it's pretty good. The trees are varied and interesting. These Lego Icon garden sets, I think they're cool because they have a modular feature in there where you can take the trees out and the different features in the garden and you can actually move them around. So your final display piece, you can display it as Lego intends in their design, or you can shift it around and make it look a little different and customize it, which is, I think, a really cool little feature for these sets. But going off of that, you've got not only the trees and a little fountain in the middle that makes it cute and wonderful, but this Autumn Cottage, that is the central piece. Like you have a pagoda in the Tranquil Garden, but here you've got this little lovely cottage. It's nice. You can take the roof off of it and look inside, and it's just got this the whole set has these warm color tones that you would see of the changing leaves in fall. So lovely set, 1,102 pieces. It's going to be $120. So this, like the others in this series, are overpriced. Truly, it's too much money for a non-IP set. It's 10.8 cents per piece. I know that puts us on average, but again, it's probably $10 or $20 too much, but we'll probably see these go on sale. But I gotta say, I do like it a lot better than the Spanish Garden for sure. No, I'm not sure about the Tranquil Garden, but it's definitely a solid addition to this, and it's interesting to see Lego continue it on. Any of these sets, if you're interested in that I'm talking about today, on these 4 reveals, are coming out January 1st. So, but moving on from there, the final 2, and I think the 2 that have people most excited, one, phenomenal, the other, first let's talk phenomenal. Lego art. Lego art has really evolved. You know, Lego art started with Batman and what do we have? Elvis sets, Marilyn Monroe, the Beatles, like the 1x1 bricks that you would put up there. And I loved it. It's great. I've got a giant Darth Vader right next to me with some of the very first Lego art to ever come out. But Lego art has evolved lately into something absolutely gorgeous and something that I think even non-Lego fans would consider putting in their homes as an art display piece. And this last one that I'm talking about is no different. It's set 31218, the Japanese cherry blossom landscape. Wow, it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful set. You've got the depth to it, which I think is so important now with these Lego art sets. It's not just a one flat canvas piece. Rather, it is built in layers, and so you've got depth as you work in through the layers. So in the very front, you have this gorgeous little waterfall coming down. It's like spilling over the photo frame, which is gorgeous. And as the water works its way back, you've got the cherry blossoms with a tiny little pagoda house there and like nestled into the cherry blossoms, which is gorgeous. And then in the very back, the whole backdrop scene is Mount Fuji. And just the colors that they use, you've got these little geese flying in front of Mount Fuji. It's just really well done. The designer, kudos to you, because it's one thing to develop your art based on something previous, like the Mona Lisa or the Sunflowers or Van Gogh's Starry Night, but it's another to really give us a beautiful, iconic scene like that. I think it's really impressive. It is 1,892 pieces. It's $140, but that's only 7.4 cents per piece. So really good price on this one as well, and one that I hope is going to sell really well. And I hope it's also indicative of the direction that art is moving in, and I look forward to seeing future art designs, because if they're going to be like this one, wow, it's when we say adults welcome, we mean it here. So, but yeah, that is what I am probably most impressed by. But this next one I'm going to talk about for a few minutes, and it is a Lego architecture set. If you know me, you'll know that Lego architecture, pound for pound, is my favorite theme. I talk a lot about Lego architecture because it's what brought me out of the dark ages, right? It is my linchpin to Lego. When I talk about Lego, my heart is in Lego architecture. And we have official images, finally, of a set that has been rumored for a while, and that is set 21064, Paris City of Love. Not that anybody asked for a new sub-theme in architecture. Not that anybody asked for another Eiffel Tower, because we have so many Eiffel Towers. We have, two in the architecture line itself, and not to mention the big, huge Eiffel Towers for the Icons series. But they have decided to redo the Skyline series. And this is going to be the first of what I envision multiple that are going to be coming out. At first glance, it's interesting. How am I going to phrase this? I always like that Lego is willing to take chances. I think that's good. And I think staying fresh on new things is good too. The Skyline series, it had probably run its course, and I got to be honest with you, I didn't love Skylines when they first came out. Like when Venice and Berlin were first released, I was like, ugh, these are gross looking. But of course I bought them because they were Lego architecture, and they have grown on me. And they grew on me because of the evolution of the Skyline series. Like Tokyo and San Francisco are phenomenal looking, I think. And so to see this first one, the City of Love, it is like I said, a little bit of a wild departure. You have the Arc de Triomphe, you've got the Louvre, and you've got this giant Eiffel Tower right in the middle. And it's got more of a white border to it, which is also a departure from architecture, to go from black to white borders. That's an interesting color choice. But it's something that I think you might be able to hang it on the wall. I'm not really sure, but it's definitely a displayable, more of a, like what Skylines is. It's 958 pieces, 8.4 cents per piece, on sale for $80, coming up here January 1st. But can I tell you, looking at these pictures, I think the thing that gets me, that I'm really having a hard time with, is that this is not Lego art. This is Lego architecture. So part of architecture is going for more realism. And in that vein, my question is, why is the Eiffel Tower done in tan colors? Like, why is a metal structure, this iconic structure that we have had done so many ways, why is it not dark bluish gray? Why is it not gray or dark bluish gray? Why is it in tan? It doesn't make sense to me. It's not, if you're going to put it in the architecture line, like, be true to what it is. It's not an interpretation of the Eiffel Tower. It is the Eiffel Tower. So do it in the right colors. And I think because it is the the centerpiece of this set, you just can't help but talk about it and help but look at it. And like I said, if you want that variation, all you got to do is just tune into what I'm talking about on YouTube, because I have the Louvre, the Arc de Triomphe, and the architecture version of Eiffel Tower already spinning right next to me right now, because I have them all. I love them. They're great. And the Eiffel Tower next to me, it's done in gray because it's, the way it should be. I think dark bluish gray would have been perfect. I think that would have been really nice. My guess is they didn't do that because of how the backdrop is. And the backdrop of this set is like Starry Night. I do love the little starred printed pieces that you have in this new set coming out. I think that's really cool. And maybe the designers thought to themselves, well, it's a nighttime set. If we do too dark of color, it will blend into the background rather than like pop out. But I don't know. I just think it's weird to have it done in tan. I'm just saying. And if you were going to do City of Lights, this would have been the perfect one to light up. Just putting it out there. But hey, moving on from that, because we're far into it, but I told you, we're going to talk rumors. We're going to move on from architecture because I could talk about that all day. I do want to give you a heads up of a whole bunch of other sets that are going to be coming our way here in January, February, and March of 2026. And I want to start off with actually a GWP here in December. If don't forget, in this holiday season, if you're headed out to Lego, we have multiple GWPs happening. And the one happening December 3rd through the 9th is going to be set 4778, the Winter Gazebo. If you like the Winter Village, this is a perfect GWP to go with it. It is a little 245-piece pretty little gazebo with little minifigures there dancing and singing. But you need to go spend $130 on any Lego merchandise to get this GWP. And again, it will be available from December 3rd to December 9th. Moving on from there, though, once December 10th hits, they are going to change the GWP to set 4604, and that's the Christmas Day core set, which is your yearly ornaments. This is a 3 little Jingle Bells looking ornaments that would go on your Lego Christmas tree. So that's from the 10th on. And so here in December, do pay attention because the GWPs will shift. We have, I believe, maybe like 4 of them that we're going to be shifting through, and so pay attention to that. But beyond GWPs, we've got some rumors. Were you a Looney Tunes fan? Did you get your little Tweety Bird set for Valentine's Day? Well, we have rumors of getting a Bugs Bunny set. That's right. We don't know much about it. All we know is that it's going to be Bugs Bunny art set 4920. And then it should also be coming here at the turn of the year, January 1st. And so I think that's interesting that it says Bugs Bunny art. We'll see how that comes out. More rumors to come on that for sure. Moving on from there, Brickheads. If you're a Brickheads fan and you like Disney, well, we've already got a Disney Stitch Brickhead. But just like the buildable character, we're going to get an angel brickhead as well. So your little pink angel alien brickhead, that should be fun. That should be coming out in early 2026 as well. And then if that wasn't all, come February, this is exciting for some people out there, the Icons Cat I think was a very popular, fun set that people really gravitated to. So Lego is doubling down on that for you dog fans out there. They've got the new 11384, the Golden Retriever puppy. Who doesn't love a little cute Golden Retriever? Just his cute little face. And we don't have images yet, but we do know it's going to be 2,098 pieces. $140, so a fantastic price at only 6.7 cents per piece, coming out here in February, and just a fun little, like, it's probably going to be very similar to, think of like the Dalmatian puppy meets the Icons cat put together, and you got yourself a little Golden Retriever puppy. So I will be excited to see what that actually looks like. All right, and then going on from there, can we talk Lego Icons vehicles? Always a big one. They don't get released typically until the summer, and so we're talking a summer 2026 set, but actually this one has been moved up to March, which I think is very interesting. But if rumors are to be believed, the new Lego Icons vehicle, if you've been waiting, is going to be set 11376, the Ford Model T, which I think is great. I mean, come on, that's really cool. Interesting, and a huge departure from usually we have those iconic muscle cars tend to be icon sets, but it's also all about iconic cars like a Mini Cooper or a Slug Bug. And so this is going on in that vein. To have the Ford Model T, I think, is an interesting and cool choice. I will say it is 1,060 pieces, retailing for $130. So it is going to be very expensive, just like all the other Icons vehicles. So that's what, 12.3 cents per piece. And so definitely not cheap, but none of those Icons sets for the vehicles usually are. They are usually all overpriced, because they're usually really popular. So anyway, that is your new Icons vehicle drop, and slated for, like I say, a March 1st release date, which is interesting because usually we get it June or July. So who knows? We might get 2 Icons vehicles this year. We will see. At 1,060 pieces, kind of small, but you know, it's the Model T. It's a very simple vehicle compared to, say, your Mustangs or things like that. So but yeah, and then finishing out with the final 2 big rumors I want to talk about, I'm going to start off with Ninjago. As you know, Ninjago is celebrating 16 years. And so each year lately, for the last, 5 years, we have gotten the flagship. There's always one big flagship set, right? And this year is no different, but it's going to be a little bit of a change that you're used to. And it's going to be set 71861, Ninjago's The Old Town. 4,851 pieces. Great price, $310. So super cheap. What's that, like 6.7 cents per piece, something like that? But yeah, that's cool. Here's the rub, though. The different part is that it doesn't sound like it's going to be part of the city modular, which I know a lot of people are probably going to be grumpy about. This is supposed to be a standalone Ninjago set. So we'll have to see as we get more images. Sounds like we're going to have a lot of amazing minifigs that's going to go along with this set for sure. Like, you know, Young Masters, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not a huge Ninjago fan. It doesn't really affect me, but I know a lot of people who do buy Ninjago, like those flagship sets. They are always excited to get it to go into the city modular system. Everything connects up, right? You have your Ninjago town, your Ninjago village. And if this is standalone, that could really change that, but we will have to see. All right, and then finishing up, last but certainly not least, I'm going to leave you with a Pokemon rumor because Pokemon Day is coming up. Pokemon Day, if you did not know this, is February 27th, 2026, and that is going to be the official release of a whole slew of LEGO Pokemon sets. And we have known for a while about the big one, right? Set 72513, that's the Kanto starters. We've known for a bit that this is going to be a $650 set, that it's going to be gigantic at 6,838 pieces. We've known that. And we've known that it's going to be the Kanto starters for a while. But here is the new rumor. It's not going to be Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle, which, when you say Kanto starters, that's what you think of. That it's the first evolution. The new rumor, because it is not confirmed, but the new rumor is actually that it's going to be their final evolution. And so instead of, Bulbasaur, you're going to get Venusaur, the big guy with the giant flower on his back. Instead of getting Squirtle, you're going to get Wartortle and then Blastoise. You're going to get Blastoise, big old turtle guy with cannons on his back. And then, of course, everybody's favorite, instead of getting Charmander, you're going to get Charizard, which to me, I'm like, oh, for 6,838 pieces, this actually does make a lot more sense. And I really think people are probably going to buy it more. It's weird to think that you say Kanto starters. It's a little bit of a mislead there. But yeah, if you're going to spend $650 on a Lego set, you might as well price lock Charizard in there. So really interesting that Lego would do this. If this rumor is true, leave me a comment down below. What do you think? Does it make you want to buy it more? Like if you were a Lego Pokemon fan, right? I mean, some of you aren't, some of you are like, no, absolute pass, no matter what it is, because I don't like Pokemon. But if you're a Pokemon fan, what do you think? Instead of your 3 actual starters, to have them in their final evolution. I don't know. I think it's a good business choice on their end, because I think people are going to be more apt to buy Charizard for that amount of money than they would be to buy Charmander. So we'll have to see. Whew. Anyway, with that, oh my gosh, there was so much today. Love Bricklink Designer programs. Our official reveals are interesting. Architecture, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to talk about it a lot here in 2026 because I think it's the first of many to come. Who knows? Maybe it will grow on me, or maybe I'll just Bricklink all of those pieces in dark bluish gray and I will take out all the tan and do my own thing. I mean, heck, it is Lego. I can change it should I choose. And then all the rumors. It's just so many good rumors. The Model T, Old Town, the Kanto starters, Bugs Bunny art just out of left field. I think that's kind of cool. You let me know, what are you interested in? If you leave me a comment, by the way, in the YouTube comments, I will do my best to get back to you within 24 hours. I love the interaction. I just think it's really fun. So, but with that, there you go. Another Monday in the books, y'all. Went from being a slow week to an absolutely insane week for sure. And if you are enjoying it, like I say, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that little alarm bell, because I put out episodes Monday and Wednesday, and this Wednesday should be a good one, an interesting one, and one that is different. Things that I've tried before, but more Bricklink centric. So I will leave you with that little tidbit, and I wish you the best of weeks ever. If I don't see or don't hear from you, happy Thanksgiving, by the way, as well. So anyway, with that, love you, appreciate you. See you on the next one. Bye, guys. How it's supposed to feel.